Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bob and Fishy, and welcome back to PICA Season 3. So today, we've got a match against Mr. T.S. Vector. Vecman. Vec. He goes by Vec. I always call him Vecman. But anyways, this guy, he's been in the league since week 3 of Season 2. I haven't played him yet. I think I played the team that he was coaching in week 2. But that guy dropped out in I think he dropped out after week 1, and then Matt subbed for him in week 2, and then then Vec joined the league in week 3. Now he didn't have a lot of success last time because he didn't actually pick his own team, but this time he's got his own stuff, and it's a lot more threatening. We're gonna talk about his team in just a sec, but before we do that, I gotta tell you about my trade. So, the trade window opened up, and I made a trade and immediately used it. We actually ended up trading off Golurk for Claydol. Now, I've always thought Claydol was okay, Mr. Borgish, but yeah, I don't know, Claydol's pretty cool, and really Golurk wasn't doing anything for me. I was looking at it, it's I don't want to bring this, I'm scared that, there's a lot of dark types in the stuff that I fought already, and he's got a lot of weaknesses that are going to be really hard to cover. So I was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and trade him off, get Claydol. It's almost the same typing. He's got pretty much the same weaknesses. The only difference is that I can levitate and I can rapid spin. I didn't have any sort of hazard removal before, so we've got Claydol now. That's pretty cool. Looking at the rest of my team is unchanged, so Thunderous Therian, Meganectric, Jirachi, Suicune, Heracross, Nidoqueen, Rotom, Mo, Sigilif, Zoroark, and Blaziken. So yeah, Claydol is the only guy that's new. Let's go ahead and look at Vec's team. So, this dude has Mega Charizard X, Landorus Therian, Breloom Azelf, Umbreon, Alomomola, Purugly, Ditto, Crawdaunt, Cloyster, Trevenant. Okay. Things that stand out. Mega Charizard X, Landorus Therian, Breloom. Those are his top 3 guys, right? Mega Charizard X is nearly impossible to plan for. It 2-hits everything on my team if it's offensive. That's going to be annoying. Landorus Therian is a very, very potent attacker or defensive Pokemon. Breloom has 2 different sets that it could potentially run. Now, I was under the assumption that he would just go for the Technician set. He actually ended up bringing it and bringing the, sub Toxic Orb, or not sub, but, a Toxic Orb set with Poison Heal, and that kind of threw me for a loop. But the rest of his team, Azelf, Umbreon, Alomomola, Purugly, Ditto, Crawdaunt, Cloyster, Trevenant. Azelf, he's used that a lot as his lead, and it can set up rocks pretty well. Umbreon, very, very potent defensive Pokemon. Alomomola, probably not, okay, so when I was looking at his team, I'm I'm not going to see that, because it's a very slow, sort of it's very bulky, actually, water type that has no offensive pressure, no offensive presence at all. So I was oh yeah, I probably won't see that. But, well, Vec, he surprises me sometimes. Anyways, he's also got Purugly. I'm not in love with this pick. He made a case for it. He was talking about, it's got Fake Out, it's got, a very powerful return that's pretty fast, U-turn, he was making the case for it. I still don't like it. But his other stuff, he's got Ditto. Now, Ditto's really interesting. It's going to prevent me from being able to set up effectively, so I didn't bring any sort of setup sweepers, but I actually do have a couple of ways to dodge this thing. Now, I was actually really worried about it, because if I bring Thunderous Therian and he Imposter, turns into it, then he's going to be, he's going to get Volt Absorb. And I don't want him to have Volt Absorb, because that'll mean that I can't Volt Switch on him. What else does he, so yeah, there's a couple of ways to deal with that then. First off, I can use a bulky suite, or a bulky setup guy. Something like a Sigilif, or maybe a Nidoqueen or something. Or not Nidoqueen, sorry, Suicune. Or even a sub-combine Jirachi would be an option. But the thing, anything with sub, or something that boosts both your attack and defense, would be able to kind of beat it, because he has limited PP and it's usually Scarfed and stuff. So that was kind of a thought. That said, I can't bring Jirachi because he's got Lando and Mega Charizard, so they'll probably just crush Jirachi. But I also have Zoroark. Now, if Zoroark comes in and Ditto tries to imposter it, it doesn't work as long as I have Illusion up. So that would be an option. And I think he doesn't bring Ditto, but that was the thought anyway. So I'm bringing Zoroark, basically. But yeah, like, that would have been the thought there. And yeah, I don't know, it was like, you know, it can be really good against certain things. And if I try to, like, Moxie Sweep with Heracross, he could potentially just speed time me. Anyways, moving on, he's got Crawdaunt, water type, slow, but it's got adaptability, and it's, you know, water dark, which is a really good type combination in terms of just, like, being able to hit things effectively. And adaptability, so you get 2 times power on your stab moves, so that's kind of scary. But yeah, generally speaking, I didn't think he'd bring it because I have 3 electric types. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, moving on, Cloyster. It's a spinner, and that's what he's used it for so far, but it can also Shell Smash, and that could be really good. But again, I have, you know, electric types all over the place, so it cannot switch in on an attack. That was the same thing with, like, Crawdaunt. I have, like, what, 3 Volt Switch guys and 2 U-Turn guys or something. So I was like, well, he can't switch it in, you know, like, on a prediction or whatever, because I'll just U-turn on it. Yeah, that was kind of the thought anyway. So I didn't think he'd bring that. I didn't think he'd bring Cloyster. I didn't think he'd bring Alomomola. So, and then he's got Trevenant, and Trevenant can be, like, annoying. It's just bulky and, you know, decent attacking stat. It can do a lot of stuff, and it's got Harvest. Basically, it's annoying. But yeah, so that's what he has. So, like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to see Mega Charizard, Landorus, Breloom, either Zelf or Umbreon, one of those. Probably Ditto, Crawdaunt, or sorry, not Ditto. Or I mean, sorry, Ditto, not Crawdaunt, but maybe Trevenant. You never know. But yeah, at least Mega Charizard, Lando, Breloom. Yeah, if he brought Trevenant, Umbreon, and a Zelf, that would be a pretty solid team. So what am I bringing? Well, I am actually going to be bringing Suicune. Now, Suicune is one of my only things that can hit the Charizard, and, like, you know, take it from it. So, I'm actually going to be running a weird set. This is going to be really bizarre to you guys. I am running Tailwind with Scald, Ice Beam, and Toxic. Now, Toxic is going to seem weird, but I figured if he was trying to bring in, like, Umbreon or whatever, being able to Toxic that is really going to be my only way to weaken it. I've also got Thundurus because, you know, he's just good. Now, I'm running a weird set on this as well. Pretty much all my sets are weird. Nah, not all of them, I guess. But I've got Thundurus with Sub, Thunderbolt, HP Ice, and actually Volt Switch as well. Now, the thought there was if he's gonna, if he has anything that, like, okay, so thought here was if he brings Technician Breloom, I can Sub on a predicted Spore, and then HP Ice and kill it, and that's gonna be good. And just have that Sub up. It'll also prevent Ditto from working properly, so that's a good option there. And just generally speaking, it'd be pretty good. So then I have Thunderbolt, and then Volt Switch. I was like, well, if he's gonna break my Sub, he's gonna break my Sub. I can Volt Switch out as he does it, get a little bit of damage, and get some Switch initiative. It actually kind of works. I kind of wish I had thrown Nasty Plot instead of Volt Switch, though. Actually, if I had Nasty Plot on this, it would have been really, really good, because he doesn't end up bringing Ditto. Anyways, moving on, we have Zoroark pretty much exclusively as a Ditto counter. It doesn't do a lot to the rest of his team. Although, well, I can Flamethrower on Breloom, but it'll probably just, you know, Technician Mach Punch. That was the thought. But yeah, it hits a good number of it. Well, it hits his Elf, and it hits Trevenant, and I can knock off Umbreon's item and just kind of, you know, it's not like the best solution ever, but knockoff's always nice. It hits Charizard neutrally, and maybe I can play some mind games, that's the thought. Moving on, Nidoqueen. Now, Nidoqueen actually has a really, really good matchup against a lot of his best stuff if I get a Tailwind up. And the reason for that is because it's, you know, well, it's decently bulky all around, but if I can pass it a Tailwind, or, you know, not pass it, but if I can give it a Tailwind and, you know, get, throw some attacks, I've got Earth Power, which can nearly one-shot a Charizard, even if I'm defensive. I have some attack. I have some special attack investment. A lot of defense investment, but some special attack. I can, Sludge Wave is Breloom. Or Ice Beam it. I have Ice Beam for Lando. Basically, and then I have Toxic Spikes to weaken some of his other stuff. Like, if he brings Umbreon, getting a Toxic every time it switches in is going to be nice. That was the thought, that I would just be able to kind of, like, if I can play it right, it can be really good against his top guys. So, there's that. Moving on, we've got Scarfed, Moxie, Heracross. I know I said Ditto kind of beats it, Ditto ties it, and it can potentially beat it. But at the same time, there is enough, stuff on my team that, like, could use just having a Scarfer to back it up. And he doesn't have anything, well, he's got some stuff that's immune to it, but if I can predict right, I think Heracross will do really well. That was the plan. And then, last guy is Claydol. Claydol is, just Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Explosion. I should have put Psyshock on it. It was one of those things, it was like a 50-50 thing. But, yeah, I have Earthquake on it, just in case I can, like, hit Mega Charizard if it Mega Evolves. And then Explosion, just to deal some damage. That actually came in handy. And so does Stealth Rocks, because he doesn't really have a good way of getting rid of rocks. So I was like, well, if I can put him up, Charizard doesn't like it. And, nothing really likes it. Cloyster doesn't enjoy it. Lando, I mean, it's neutral, so it still does a bit. Even Umbreon, it's a neutral. So, getting a little bit of damage on stuff is always nice. So that was what I brought. Let's see what he brought. So if I'm looking at his team, I'm going to see a Zelf, Trevenant, Charizard, Breloom, Alomomola, and Crawdaunt. Now, what is this? Why do you bring 2 water types? Okay, so that's my thought here. What the heck is this guy doing? He brought 2 water types, not the one that gets an ice move. So, I was thinking if he was going to bring any of them, he would bring Cloyster and just, like Shell Smash and maybe like Ice Shard or something. He didn't bring it, and he brought Alomomola and Crawdaunt. Like, okay, I'm okay with that. He's also got his Azelf, not going to be too much of an issue. It can do stuff, but the thought was it wouldn't be too much of an issue. It actually does a lot for him, but we'll see. And then he's got Trevenant. Now, Trevenant is going to be kind of annoying to deal with, but I do have like HP Ice on some stuff and Ice Beam. So if I end Sludge Wave, I think it's neutral on it, isn't it? So I should have Ice Beam. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, I can do stuff to it. Claydol can't do anything to it, but, just generally speaking, it's not the worst. So, yeah, that's the teams. That's what we're up against. And I think that that's, decent, honestly. Like, I think this is a matchup that I can win. He didn't bring Landorus. Mega Charizard, obviously going to be super thready. Breloom, obviously going to be super thready. I'm still thinking this is going to be, like, Technician, keep in mind. So, there's stuff. But, generally speaking, this is stuff I can beat. So, let's go ahead and hop over to the battle. So, my opponent goes ahead and leads off with his Trevenant. I'm going to lead off with Claydol. Now, I'm going to stay in on this thing. I'm going to set up my rocks. I think that'd be worth it. He doesn't have a spinner. So, yeah, that's going to be good. As he goes Phantom Force. Now, I figured Claydol would go down, but I'm going to decide to save it for later. So, we're going to go ahead and switch on out into my Zoroark. Now, it's disguised as Thunderous, but it's going to take the hit. I knew that. It's not that big a deal. He does not have Ditto. So I don't really need Zoroark for that much. Now, of course, it would always be nice to play mind games with him, but man, that did a lot. It's actually banded, he tells me later. Well, actually, he tricks me later. But, yeah, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and U-turn. Now, he used a Breloom, which is really, I guess he was really predicting the Dark move, but if I had gone Flamethrower, he'd have died. Well, he might not have died, but he'd have taken a lot of damage. Anyway, I predict the switch and go U-turn, and he shows me the Toxic Orb on his Breloom. Now, I'm predicting the Spore here, so I'm going to go ahead and sub, but he actually uses the Protect. I guess he thought I would just try to hit him, which it makes sense, but I got a sub up for free. So now I'm going to HP Ice this thing. Now, I calced this before. If this was offensive, it would have one-shot him, but one-shot him with that little bit of prior damage. But, yeah, he's specially defensive. I checked his EVs, and they are mostly specially defensive. Not quite entirely. But, yeah, that's, we take a nice chunk out of him. Now he's going to protect and make it so that he won't die to my next HP Ice. I don't care, though. I'm just going to keep throwing him at him. So, yeah, it's worth it to me. Now, if I had Nasty Flat on this thing, I'd pretty much be like golden right here. But unfortunately, I was like, well, no reason doing that if he's got Ditto waiting in the wings. Yeah, I should have had that on here. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and hit him with another HP Ice, drop him to 20%. Now here, I'm thinking I'll Protect just to get up his Toxic Heal damage. So I'm just going to sub again. But yeah, he actually just goes ahead and I think he bulks up here. Now that means this Drain Punch is actually going to be able to break my sub. Which is surprising, but at the same time, that's kind of an issue. So he's going to Protect here and be into the range where I can't one-shot him with the HP Ice anymore, which is unfortunate. Or, well, not one-shot him, but, you know, like, I can't kill him. I can't finish him off with the HP Ice at this point. That's okay, though, because I can still sub up on him. Well, you know, I can still get this sub, and he has to Protect at points, or else he'll just die. So we knock him down to 8%. He's going to Drain Punch, take out my sub. Aw. And, you know, gain some health here. Now, at this point, I'm just going to HP Ice. Even if he Protects here, he'll still be in the range where I can kill him off later. So, we go HP Ice, he Protects, and I'm like, well, I'm going to HP Ice again. I could have subbed there predicting that, but if he went Drain Punch, then I wouldn't be able to kill him again. So, this was a calculated risk, let's say. And even if he had Drain Punch me, I wouldn't have done that much. But anyways, we're going to... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyways, I HP Ice again here, just trying to kill him. I figured he would switch, but no point letting him do that. So, yeah. Anyway, we hit the Alamomola. Now, this is a weird switch to me. I genuinely don't get it. I'm a sub on this thing, and I find out why he switched in. He has the Mirror Coat here. Luckily, again, Thunderous with sub beats this set straight up. He actually can survive a Thunderbolt. I think it does like 88% max or something. It does like 75 to 88%. But anyways, he's got Protect on a lot of stuff. But anyways, I'm just going to T-Bulge at him. Again, I wish I had some sort of way to set up, because that would be brutal. But, whatever. Things happen. I planned a certain way, and it didn't really pan out. Anyways, we go ahead and hit him with a T-Bolt, and we actually crit him. Now, the thing is, and like, some of the guys in the chat were kind of giving me a hard time about that. It really didn't matter in the long run. Like, he would have Mirror Coated and broke my sub, and then I would have subbed again, and he can't do anything about it, and then I would have killed him. So, like, it's not that big a deal. He was prepared to lose Alamomola. The only difference is that I have 94% as opposed to, like, 88% or something. Anyways, he goes into his Charizard, and I figured I'd stay in and see what set he was. I have enough damage on this thing to break his sub if he goes for it. But yeah, ain't nobody staying in against this thing, honestly. The plan was maybe, like, you know, I have a paralysis chance. We'll just see what he's all up to. But yeah, he is a Roost set here, so I don't want to let him do that too much. He actually gives sub, which is weird, because if I had just Thunderbolted, I'd have been able to break it. But anyways, yeah, Sub Roost Dragonite is actually kind of annoying. But we've got Suicune in now, and with Sub Roost, he's probably not, you know, too offensive, so I figured that would be okay. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and Sclad his way, and now here we make the prediction on the switch. We go for a Tailwind, and Breloom is going to die here. Like, you know, it can Protect if it wants. Actually, he should have Protected because he would have lived. But anyways, yeah, I go Ice Beam. He does not Protect, and he dies. This was a crit, but I calced it with, he told me his EV spread, and it would have done 54% minimum and 60-something% max. So yeah, it was dead. If he had Protected, it wouldn't have been dead, but it was dead. Anyways, now he goes into his, what you call it, that thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch into Nidoqueen because it's a good matchup. And he tricks me, and he gives me a band, and he actually takes my Black Sludge, which is going to be good because this thing is really bulky. So being able to just kind of do that to him, that's nice. Now, I guess Sludge Wave, there's a couple of reasons. One, it's neutral. Unfortunately, I almost thought it was super effective, but I forgot the Ghost resists poison. But also because it hits everything on his team neutrally. So if I had gone Ice Beam, he would have been able to go into Crawdon and kill me. So anyways, now he goes Earthquake, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch out because I knew he'd Earthquake again. And we can just sub with this. So that's, well, I have the threat to sub with it. So I figured he might like switch out or just go for an attack. I don't know. But anyway, I have Volt Switch and kill. So that's good. Anyways, so now we can go into whatever we want. I'm just going to go into Zoroark because it's kind of good against whatever he uses now. Like, worst case scenario, he kills it with something that's faster. And then I get some switch initiative, or like, you know, I get to bring in something that's actually good against whatever he did. So he goes U-turn with his Azelf, fair enough. I get to see what he's going to switch in. He goes into his Crawdaunt, and I can go into, Heracross, and just throw a close combat at something. Now, the reason I went close combat, I figured it would do enough damage to his elf that, I could maybe, like, 3-hit it or whatever. I am Scarfed, so I would, unless he's Scarfed, it outspeeds. And, yeah, he actually goes into his, Charizard, sorry, predicting the Mega Horn, and we kill him, so that's cool. That was kind of why I went close combat. I was like, he'll think I'm going to Mega Horn. I was like, not doing that. Anyway, either of them would have killed Crawdaunt too, so that was nice. So now he goes into his Azelf here. I can't really do a lot to it, so I'm just going to switch, and we go into Claydol here. And I'm fully prepared to lose Claydol, but he actually goes Zen Headbutt. I thought he would U-turn. So now I get to Explode. And, like, if he'd gone Shadow Ball here, which I think I don't know if he had it, I would have been able to just, I think he might have been Scarfed. But anyways, yeah, I get to Explode and take off almost all of this Crawdaunt's health, which is awesome. Now, I have a choice here. I can either go into Suicune or Thundurus. The only thing is, I, again, think his elf is Scarfed, so I'm gonna just save some health on Suicune. I'm gonna go into Thundurus and kill it. And yeah, I go Volt Switch here. I could have Thunderbolted, honestly. But anyways, I like the idea of Volt Switching because that lets me go into Nidoqueen. So if he is Scarfed, he's going to have to lock himself into Zen Headbutt. And Suicune can eat those up. That was kind of the plan anyway. So that's what we do. And, it works pretty well. So in comes this thing again. He goes Zen Headbutt. He actually misses the first one, which is nice. Because I can hit it with a Sludge Wave and take off most of his health. The original plan here, if he does anything that could really, really hurt me, I could sack off Nidoqueen, and just get a good switch into Suicune, set up a Tailwind, and then either Thundurus or Heracross just win it. Again, that's if he's Scarfed. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go into Suicune, but the thing is, he's at 10%, so I can just Scald him. So that actually saved me my Suicune. But anyways, yeah, so we win this one 3-0 against Mr. Vec. Oh, sorry, spoilers. He crits me, but it doesn't matter. So now we can just eat up another hit and kill this thing, and that'll be game. So guys, yeah, we managed to beat the Vec Man. Super happy about that. We're 4-0. Now we are by far not the best team in the league, but at the same time, I'm playing against the guys who I'm up against. Like Socrates has had a much more difficult schedule so far, and he's crushed everybody. But you know what? I'm playing who I can. I'm playing who I'm matched up against, and I've been winning my games, and I'm really, really happy about that. Hopefully we'll make the playoffs. We have, I think, Dom next week. What's my strat against this guy? Hope that he forgets Contrary again. That'd be nice. But generally speaking, I think we can beat him. Like, there's some difficult matchups, but I think we can beat him. And, yeah, hopefully we can. I think that'd be pretty rad. Anyways, guys, yeah, that is it for week 4 of PICA. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. This is absolutely one of my favorite things to do. Like, it's so much fun, just getting all the guys together. I had, like, I think 8 people spectating me, and I haven't had that many since I was just a Pokemon channel. And, like, I had a little bit of following on Showdown. I've not had this many people spectating me in a long time. So, guys, if you enjoyed, feel free to check out the PICA channel. Some of the guys on there do like power rankings and stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. Matt does his recaps. It's just a good time on that channel. Check out the spreadsheet. You can check out all the matches if you want. If you want to go back to a turn and like say, okay, I think you did something wrong here, here, here. Plus, you can check out all my competition. My next opponent is Dom, like I said, I think. And you can check out all of his matches if you want to see what I'm up against. And, yeah, this is just a good time. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. And, as always, I will see ya in the next video. Later, guys!